So, welcome again to our session. Thank you for coming.
We are talking about 4D Write Pro again for the breakout session.
So we met this morning. I'm Roland.
And I'm Adrien.
We are both from Paris, France. And we have a lot to tell you about 4D Write Pro. First, we are going to start with the basics.
After that, we'll talk about object variables and fields.
Then we'll talk again about importing your existing documents.
The 4D Write Pro feature for saving or exporting documents.
Of course, we will talk about pagination and printing, which is of course important.
We'll talk about the language of 4D Write Pro.
And finally, we will talk again about the customizable UI panels. So let's start with the basics.
4D Write Pro is using the same license as 4D Write plugin, as I told you this morning. It's available in 32 and 64-bit versions on Mac and Windows, of course. It's possible to use the plugin on 4D Write Pro simultaneously in the same application, as I told you this morning.
So 4D Write Pro is a new form object. So it's fully integrated. You don't need any more plugin. You can grab the 4D Write Pro area straight from the form editor now. Sorry, I took this picture. It was his slide, sorry.
It's okay. We are following the continuous delivery concept since V15. So you can see on screen the batches which has been released since V15, and on the bottom you can see the future release batches of 4D Write Pro.
So it's a continuous evolution, so it's not the end. So we'll not have a quick view on object variables and object fields. Object variables have been introduced in V14, and object fields have been introduced in V15. I don't know if you have already used object, but if you don't have to worry. There are only a couple things you have to know about objects. Objects can hold many kinds of information, and just as you remind, 4D Write Pro documents are object type. So it's a good thing because you will be able to save them directly in the object fields of 4D. So object fields can be used as storage for 4D Write Pro. That's just what I've been saying. And variables. Object variables will be used as well for returns of 4D Write Pro functions, but they also will be used as parameters in 4D Write Pro commands. We'll give you very simple examples soon.
So what about importing your existing 4D Write documents? As I told you this morning, it's possible to open it with 4D Write Pro. So don't worry about your end user documents. They can be opened from disk file if they are .w7 for W7, or from database if they are stored in blob fields. So all implemented properties are imported. All not implemented properties yet shall be imported soon as they will be implemented in 4D Write Pro. For example, header and footers are not already in 4D Write Pro, but as soon as there will be header and footer in 4D Write Pro, we will enhance the 4D Write Pro importation from 4D Write document.
And when will that be? Very soon?
Very soon is the next release.
Next release, okay. We don't have headers and footers yet, but we will have them in R5.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Or R6.
All right. Soon. Okay. So what about saving and exporting your 4DWP documents?
There is 3 export formats available in 4D Write Pro for now. The first one is the basic format of 4D Write Pro. It's lossless, as I told you this morning, it's based on XHTML, but it's not only XHTML format. We enhance this format to support a lot of new properties, like 4D expressions. It's possible to export the 4D Pro in HTML format in order to open them in a browser. And it's possible to export in MIME HTML format, which is the format standard for exchanging emails. So it's possible to send an email with a 4D Pro document. It's also possible to save your 4D Pro document on disk, and it's possible to store directly a 4D Pro in an object field, as Roland showed us this morning.
And we will tell you about more
later.
Yeah, a couple of examples. So what about pagination and printing?
So pagination is not available yet in 4D Pro, but it's coming the next R release. So there will be a page mode with special properties according to the page, for the page size, for the page orientation, and there will be also headers and footers, which is coming just after that later. So these features are not available yet, but they will be coming in the next release.
The next release, the very next release.
Very next release.
Okay, this is the R5 this time. So what can we do today for printing?
Today you can print your 4D Pro documents using the existing commands, which are print form, print selection, and print records. We have these commands in order to take account of the content of the whole document. And soon, in the next R release, there will be a brand new command, WP print, which is dedicated to print your 4D Pro documents and taking full advantage of their all property, like page property or anything you want.
Okay, good. So let's have a little demo now.
Yes. So this is for the right area. You have already seen this document this morning. I'm going to show you what exactly are the export formats. So the first one is the format of 4D Pro, and I will show you which has been extended. So you can see it's pretty like HTML format, but there's more tags which are only internal tags.
I can do it for you.
Okay. So it's this kind of tags, starting with D4, and those tags are not supported in HTML standard format. So the next format is HTML standard format. This export will remove the internal 4D format, 4D tags, and so this format is pretty useful if you want to share your documents or to expose it on the web.
Okay, and it's fully compatible with browsers,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Okay. The third format is MIME HTML format, and it's used for sending emails, as I just showed you. And now I'm going to directly show you.
I have a question about MIME picture. What about the pictures?
They are embedded in base 64.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
but this garbage I can see. It's a picture actually.
Yeah. No, actually, this is the whole text.
Yeah.
The whole text is embedded in base 64.
Oh yeah. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. I will go directly to the headers and footers, which are not already implemented. So there is a lot of features you can see on this database, but we don't have time right now. But you have this database on your USB key, so you will be able to play with it. if you want. So as you can see, there is an header in my document, and you can add specific variables according to the 4D Write Pro document. For example, this is the title of the document, and it is calculated according to the document.
Okay, so this is a specific variable which is dedicated for 4D Write Pro, right?
Yeah.
Just like we have document variable, okay, or kind of this reserved variable for 4D, we have reserved variable for 4D Write Pro, right?
That's it.
Okay, so we have WP title for the header.
Yeah.
What do we have?
We have also the page number. For example, pretty useful for the footer.
So it's named $WP underscore page number.
Exactly.
But it will be replaced by the page number according to the position in the document.
Yeah. I'm going to show you automatically.
Oh, great.
You know, that's my first page.
Okay. And this is page 2.
Yeah.
And you have
you can see it's the same variable.
Oh, it's the same variable. Okay.
And obviously, you can change the style of your footers. Oops. Right.
Okay, it's bold.
Yeah.
It's bold.
Okay, so let's go back to
the slide. Okay. So headers and footers will be available when again?
In the next R release.
Okay, R5.
R5 or R6, depending
or
on
R6. Okay, but soon.
Soon.
You can see it works already. We already have it on our computer. So it's not only a dream, it already works. So let's go back to the slide. So now we have to talk about the language. So as we saw this morning, we have over 70 commands of 4D that can be used with 4D Write Pro. So if you already know these commands, you can use them with 4D Write Pro. For instance, we already had the style text in 4D. So if you have used the commands that are prefixed with ST, you don't have to learn more commands. You can use these commands you already know with 4D Write Pro. So this is really important. All these commands have been adapted in order to work with 4D Write Pro. And besides that, we have created a bunch of new commands. So let's see a couple of them. We have WP just to initiate a new session for a new object that will hold for the Write Pro document. WP export and import, it's quite obvious. I think you guess what they do. And we have WP select just to get what has been selected by the user in Write Pro area. Then, using this selection, we can get the pictures, the paragraphs, and filter what we need in the selection of the user. And when we have this selection, we can use the WP get and set attributes to make any modification you want. You want to set the margins, you want to set the style, you want to set the padding, you want to set anything you want to do. We have a lot of attributes that can be set to the selection you want. So when you get the selection, you can filter the... sorry, I'm going a bit too fast. I'm missing a slide, maybe. Oh, maybe it's later. I'm going too fast. So let's see a sample. You have 4D Write Pro area on the top of this form. And just beside this, you have a checkbox called bold. What do you have to do if you want to make the user selection in bold? First, you have to call the command WP get selection of your zone, of your area, and it will return you WP selection, which is an object. It's not F, it's not a text, it's an object. If you're curious, you can display this object in the debugger, and you see the start, the end, the owner, and whatever you want. If you're not curious, it's okay. Just use the object that has been returned and set the attribute font bold to true to this selection, and automatically it will be applied to the zone. So you get an object with getSelection, you use this object in the command wp set attribute. In the other hand, so that's when you click on the checkbox, right? In the other hand, if you want to make your interface match the content of the area, you have to catch the event on selection change. Again, get the selection with the same command wp getSelection, and then rather than using the command set attribute, you get the attribute. So you have an answer. Is it bold? Is it not bold? Or is it mixed? If it's not mixed, you can directly set up your checkbox according to the answer of the command wp get attribute. It's very, very easy to use. So this is where I'm talking about kind of a filter. WP getSelection returns you an object that contains everything that has been selected by the user. If you're more interested or by paragraph or the pictures or whatever you want, you can make a sub-object with starting with the main selection. Because we have a huge number of attributes in 4D Write Pro. Some of them can be applied to any kind of selection, like margin, for instance, but bold can only be applied to characters. That's quite obvious. Minimum width can be applied to pictures or paragraphs. Layout units can only be applied to documents. Okay? So we have a huge number of attributes. So let's see them one by one. Okay, maybe not one by one. There is very, very, very great number of attributes. I can't even know how many there are.
More than 100.
Okay. More. So this is the good moment to introduce the UI panels, because these panels will help you without writing any line of code to take advantage of the area. So we saw this morning how it works. You have a form, empty, you have nothing in it. You just have to open the object library of 4D, pick up the 4D Write Pro area, then drag and drop it on your form. Just after it has been dropped, comes with two items. So the one on the left is the Write Pro area itself, with, if you can see on the corner, there is a script in it. So there is a little bit of code that has been pre-written for you. And there is the 4D Write Pro tools, which are the UI panels. And this is an old screenshot because there is no script at all in this area. So as soon as this is done, you run your form and it works. So all the panels are available and they work. So there are 7 of them. This is a little bit old screenshot, so just ignore the very first icon. It doesn't exist. First one is the A. This one is used to manage, let's say, the typography. You will be able to modify the font, the size, the color of the fonts, the background, the lines through, the underline, with many options like simple, double, solid, word by word, etc. And you can also use superscript and, how do you say, when it's lower script? Lower script, yes, sorry for my English. And you can also use some transformations like capitalize or I don't know. I forgot the names. But these are only appearance settings. It's not destructive. So if you want to capitalize one line, and if you want to change the style, you will get back to where you were. And you can also add shadows if you want. The other one is for the alignment in general. So you can, there is a sub option there. Alignment can apply either to all the documents, so you can set the margins, for instance, for all your documents, or for a paragraph, or even for pictures. So you can set the alignment, which means you align the text on the left, on the right, on the center, on both sides to make it justified. If you have defined a specific age to a paragraph, it can be aligned on the top, on the center, on the bottom. You can modify the indentation, which is the position of the first letter of each paragraph, etc., etc. The other one is for tabulations. I go a little bit quicker. You can set up the units globally for your document. It can be millimeters, centimeters, inches, or points. You can set up a width of paragraph and a couple of settings specifically for the pictures. The frame, I think you remember the demo I've made this morning. I can show it maybe later if I have time. So frame, it's important because when we think frame, we always think four things. But if you can use frame just to make separation between some paragraphs. That's sometimes very useful. There is different kinds of frames, simple, double, with the round, the corners, whatever. You can change the color, the radius, and also you can change in this panel what we call the padding, that are the internal margins inside the frame. You can also set up the background pictures that can be applied, once again, either on all your documents or for specific paragraphs, or even for pictures. Pictures can have a background pictures. And finally, last but not least, of course, you can use this panel to insert your 4D expressions. So like functions, date, current time, whatever. And of course, the formulas where you will put your fields and tables and fields. In this panel, just for your information, I've used the ST commands because they work. For ST insert expression, ST insert URL, or ST set options to choose what should I display, either the values or the expressions. So this panel is only, how should I say that? An example. If you want to build your own, it's your choice. It is highly customizable. It's not imposed. As you can see, the 4D right area is completely blank. There is nothing in it. So all the interface has been removed and set outside. But if you want to make something that looks familiar either to you or your user, like Microsoft-like ribbons, you can do it. Okay? Not with this one. I'm not saying we are providing you ribbons, but it's possible to make them. I hope I'm clear. I do not provide ribbons today. Okay? Tomorrow, maybe. So how does it work? The only thing you have to do is nothing. Just keep them the way they are when you drag and drop them from the library. But just for information, some events are pre-clicked, pre-selected for you. You're on load, you're on getting focus, on losing focus, and the most important one on after edit and on section change. This is important in order the UI interface can react to the user action inside the zone. The area, sorry. I often say the zone, it means the area in French. And the widget, I often say the widget because it means the UI interface in French. In English, but sorry. I hope I'm not confusing you. This UI panel is actually a subform who has a name, object name, and who has variable associated. This type of this variable is an object. So because objects are very convenient to send a lot of information at once. one object, you can put many information. So how does it work? Inside for the area, for the right pro area, we have a little script, as I said. So let me explain what does this script do. First of all, I have two text variables where I put the name of the area itself and the name of the widget. That's object name, right? Then, using these names, I get two pointers on these objects. Then I create a local object where I have to put two information in it. So this is just what you have to know about objects. They have attributes, and for each attribute there is a value. So I need to add two attributes in this object. First attribute is the selection. The selection is an object that I can get with the command wp get selection I have told you a couple of minutes ago. And the other attribute I have to set up is the zone name. The zone name has just been written 5 lines above. Then, when this object is ready, the only thing I have to do is in the 5 cases of different events that have been checked in the for the pro area, I have to set the variable that is associated to the subform, which is the UI panels, right? So the UI, these panels detect the object has been changed and react accordingly to these changes. Clear enough? So that's quite easy. If you don't want to know how it works, just do not open the script. It works. So what we are going to see in the example in a couple of minutes, it's a customization. If your interface is blue, you may want the UI of these widgets to be blue too. So what you have to do is to create a third, to fill up a third attribute in the main object. This attribute will be an object itself. I've named it skin, just to make it clear. You can name it the way you want. And in this object, you have to define a couple of things. None of these attributes are mandatory. You can only pass one if it's enough for you. For instance, if you want just to modify the font, you just have to say ob set in my skin font times, just like in the middle. Here, I think you can see it. But you can also define a skin name, background color, separator font, separator color, font size, whatever you want. You can set all of them or only one if you're okay with one. Then you put this object skin into the main object. Okay? So, and after that you do exactly the same. You reaffect this object into the subform, which is actually the UI panels. The other thing you may want to do is, as you remember, you have a panel selector on the top. Maybe you don't want 7 panels, but maybe you want 2, only 2, but you want 2 at once. You want to be able to modify, let's say, the font panel and the alignment panel. But you want them to see them both at the same time. You don't want a selector on the top. Okay? So how can you do that? When you drag and drop the UI panel from the library, by default, the one which is dropped is called WP palette, as you can see on the top. But there are a lot more that you can see on the bottom. For instance, I can see WP palette backgrounds, WP palette fonts, palette frames, etc. These are the sub palettes that were selected using the UI selectors on the top. So you can take them up and use them directly. So you can have this kind of interface. You will have the font on the top, the alignment next or on the bottom, and you have now not one UI interface, but two. Okay? So the only thing you have to do is to modify slightly the script inside the zone and define two object names and 2 pointers. So the communication must be set from the main area to each object so they can both react when the user changes his selection inside. So here is the result. You have 2 panels at once, but they are the panels you have chosen without the panel selector on the top. Okay? So again, this is 100% 4D code. This is the only language I can program. So I was happy to do this. And mainly I've used, let's say, 44% of W set attributes and get attributes. Because as you can imagine, in these panels, there are a huge amount of tiny things that can be set using this interface. Again, for you, without writing any line of code. Okay? I did it for you. Do not thank me. It's okay. I had a lot of fun doing it. And the 5 missing persons are again the set expression, set option, set URL that are used mainly in the last panel to set up the 4D expressions and the URL and whatever. The good news is the 4D Write Pro panel source will be available soon, maybe in R5 or R6 for our partners. So we'll be very happy to share our code with you. So I think it's time for a demo now. I've lost Adrien. Okay. Okay. No, it's okay. I can manage without you. I can try at least. But I feel more comfortable when you're next to me. So these examples are on your key, so I don't think it's very important to waste time for bold italic. It's very simple. The basics is fun, just to prove you it works fine. So in this, basic is not interesting, but multi is fun. So I will load my sample here, and as you can see, I have 2 UI panels here. One is for the font, and only for the font, and the other one next to it is for the alignments and paragraphs. For instance, here I select first thing, and you can see here I have the bold checkbox and the Helvetica, and I can modify the size of this. Okay, I can select all these paragraphs and make it fully in italic, for instance. Make it bigger too if I want. See again how smooth this is. There is a 4D code behind the slider, and it reacts. It's immediate. Very smooth, very easy to do. And on the other side, I click here on this paragraph. You can see this panel reacts instantly. When I click here, it blinks blue. And if I want to modify, for instance, the indentation of all my documents, I have a slider here to modify the indentation. You can see it works. Make it maybe a little bit. See what it does? All the document is very, very, very quickly, completely redrawn in a snap. You can change the alignment on the right, on the left, justified It works really, really. And if you want to do this only for one paragraph, just select here. I need to do that for this paragraph. I want this paragraph to be centered and with a different background color. Let's make it yellow. If you want to have all your documents with a gray background, pick up gray. A bit darker gray. Well, here. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Make it more dark, so it's obvious for everyone. Let's go back to white. There is something I can show you too. I always forgot to mention. If you're happy with this kind of color, for instance, here in my paragraph, I can copy the text settings and paste them here. So I can do this in every panel. If I like this typography, I can copy style, and I can make it, paste it here. So we have the copy paste on every panel where it's obvious. Okay. Any questions so far? Or maybe we can keep them for the end. Yes, there is one question. Sorry?
Yeah.
Tabbing, yes, there is
This is a
okay.
palette for
This is a bad question because no, it's okay. I will answer. There is a palette for special. Here it is. Maybe it's not obvious with this kind of documents, but let's maybe type an example on the bottom. You can add here any tabulation you want, and for every position of the tabulation you can have left, right, center, decimal or decimal or even bar tabulation. So all the kinds of manipulation are managed. I'm trying to. Okay, I have to make it bigger. Just to try. Okay. I can do it. Not yet. I've been promised there would be a ruler on the inside the zone, but it's not available yet. But as you can see, I will use tabulations. Go to the tab panels here, and if I modify value, let's make it 3. Let's make it 5. 10, and finally 12 centimeters. It reacts. Yes? Okay?
How do you handle multiple tabs across paragraphs?
Multi-tab? There are multi-tabs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs here.
So put a different tab in a paragraph above it.
Oh, no, in a single paragraph you cannot have multi-tabs. You must have a new paragraph to change the tab values.
Okay, so I have a huge document which has all kinds of different tab settings.
Yes.
And then I highlight the whole document. What do I see?
Right.
Oh yeah, no, I understand what you mean. Let's say you will see the same value. Yeah, I will do it. If you highlight this, and if the tabs are the same, you will see it there this way. If they are not, only the common one or none will be displayed because there are different tabulations. These, in this case, only I think it's the default tab that will be displayed.
So you see nothing?
No. Sorry. Basically, the answer is no. I have to be honest on this. But you have the copy-paste option that works also for the tabulation. So if you want to copy the tabulation, then sorry. No, it's what I did, and I can paste the tabulation. Then you can see wherever I select, the tabulation are the same, so I can see them. Any other question? Oh, okay, I have to go further because time is running. I wanted to show you the skin capability. Okay. As you can see here, my UI now is blue. The fonts are timed and they are tiny. And the separator are light blue. The color of the font has been changed, and this is true for every panel, right? So how did I do that? As I said, I just created here an object, a variable that I call skin. Inside the skin, I set up a couple of attributes, and then I put my skin into the skin attribute of my main object. So I could have it red or blue or whatever you want according to your own needs. So it's not only 5 shades of gray, you can have any color you want.
This demo is working on the V4GR4.
Yes, yes, it's definitively, you can use it right now. So
we have
everything
share it, but it's only working on beta versions for now.
No,
And,
the
R4 is a beta.
is beta.
So it will be available soon in the release version.
Okay, there is a little demo. Where is it? Here, mailing. I just wanted to, I know all of you like mailing. Who does not like mailing? Everyone loves mailing. So I wanted to make a very, very simple example of mailing, because this is always a question I've been asked. Can I do mailing? Yes, you can. And I'll show you how to do this. I have a very, very, very simple database. I have 2 tables in this database. I have here a sample of letters. I like this one. It's very cute. And I have a table with contacts. So I select, let's say, 4 contacts, and I click mailing. So what do I do in this script? First of all, I say set print preview true. So this is for you can see the result. I don't want to print paper here. And then for each record, I just use the command print form. So the print form will work with for the right pro area. That's it. Only 1 line of code. And you've got your mailing. Isn't that great?
Okay, so now it's time for question on. Yeah?
Do you need a 40 byte license for every client seat on the server?
Yeah. On the server?
Yes, if I have a server with 60 client licenses right now, do I have to buy a 60 pack of 40 bytes?
No. The license of 40 write is the same for 40 write pro. I should say it in the other way. The license for 40 write pro are the same as for 40 write.
If I don't own any licenses for 40 byte and I need to purchase a license for 40 byte pro.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you need.
It's the same license. Yes.
Yeah, you need to buy a 40 write license.
Yes.
Do we know when 15R4 will be out?
It is out already in beta.
In beta.
Oh, it's in beta. Okay.
It should be.
So in few days, I think it. I don't know exactly.
But it's in a couple of weeks, maybe months, but very shortly.
1 day.
Columns? Support for columns?
We already write this feature request, but it's not available yet. It will be available in future release. But
yeah, we don't support Canon today.
We plan to support it.
Answer.
It's possible to support it in the next years.
But it's definitively planned. We will support Canon.
Because if you've got 40 write documents now that have columns and the text flows to the columns,
Yes.
that'll be supported in the 40
In the future, yes. As we said,
that wasn't possible with 40 write.
With the 40 write plugin, you can set up multiple columns.
I think it was possible.
Okay.
There is one slide I'd like to show again. It's about all implemented properties are imported now, all not implemented properties yet, which means in 40 Write Pro shall be imported soon.
You have no plan to say 40 Write Pro isn't going to support this feature that was in the old 40 Write plugin.
Okay, our plan is every feature of 40 Write shall be available in V16 of 40. That's our goal, and we are on the right road to go to it.
One last question about the language. I've got a lot of programming with the 40 Write plugin language,
Yeah.
manipulating documents and doing all kinds of things.
Yes.
And if I want to move to 64-bit version of 40, of course I want to use 40
Write Pro. Yeah.
Yes.
but all of my old 40 Write plugin code isn't going to run, is it?
No.
And I'm going to have to write it all over again using a new command.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but most. Yeah. Yes. But.
With someone and they said, oh, no, they're going to convert all of that automatically.
No. The documents will be converted. No. We have to be very clear about this. We have made our possible to make the new commands of 40 Write Pro to be as similar as possible with the 40 Write Pro. But I won't lie to you. You will have to work again your code. But your code is maybe 30 years old.
Oh, it's very, very old. It's been
Yeah.
around for a long
So
time.
you can rewrite your code every 30 years. You're old, maybe. Every 30 years. Because if I remember well, Adrien was not born when 40 Write
So, maybe.
came out. So yes, you will have to rewrite your code.
Conversation with another developer who said, no, they're not going to make you do that, Tim. They're going to automatically
No. You will have to work.
Just wanted to clarify that.
We have to be clear about this. Any other question? Yes.
Yeah.
In fact.
I have two feature requests. I didn't hear anything about style edits being supported, and that would be wonderful if you do that. We know the standard necessary feature for the style builder. Second thing is there the ability to start page numbering past the same cover page? Because right now, before you write, I'm not aware of a way. I have a cover page, but then it's a document starts at page 2 across the screen. So without supported way of writing, that's happening.
Okay.
So for the first question, actually, style sheets are already supported in 40 Write Pro. You can access with the contextual menu. It's a bit hard, but you can have it. We will have commands later. We didn't implement.
It's also planned.
It's also planned to have
real
commands
style sheet.
for the style sheet. Yeah.
What was the second question
The
again?
second question.
Second one, at the moment, if I have a 30-page document with a cover sheet,
Oh yes, you want to number it?
start the cover sheet is considered page 1. I don't want that. I want it to start at page 2.
Yes. That's when the
feature.
sections changes, the numbering of the pages also changes.
And it's actually
independent.
It's also implemented. You can restart the count of the page number
On each changement
but
of
it's actually
section.
in our development branch. It's not available in the release, but it will come in the future release with the footer and the other implementation.
Okay. Yes, there is one question on this. Three questions. That's too much. one question per person. Okay, go on.
For now, we are supporting the tables as the 4G Write was. Like you can import the same kind of tables with tab and borders. But
Yeah,
two tables, they will come, but in the next release.
It's also planned. Today you saw the demo of Adrien this morning when he reads back the tables. They are the same as in 40 Write Pro, no more, no less. But they will be improved, and real tables are planned in 40 Write Pro.
Have
That's
you seen?
obvious. We have to change this.
Have you seen the XHTML format? So HTML is supporting real tables, So they will be a table like that.
This object, which is on the form, before you write pro object, being treated in memory like the off-screen area of before you write off-screen area.
Yeah, actually, there's no off-screen area for UI Pro. All the commands can work with that. So
Off-screen.
yeah,
Take text to bring it into the
yeah. So it's working with for UI Pro. You just have to create the variable. It creates the document, and you can work on your document without a for UI Pro area in the form. So
Okay, let me
basically
try to rephrase this. I talk about
Okay,
under
yeah,
control of Adrien. We have a command which is wp new that creates an object, and you can directly use this object to put what you want in it. You don't need an off-screen area. Just create an object which is an object, for the right pro object. Do that using the command wp new. It creates an object. Do what you want to do with it. Clear? Okay. You had, sir? You had. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, come on.
Right now with 14 right, you can export to RTF or Word. That's kind of important.
On Mac, on PC, on both.
Yeah, so it's a feature request. I think it will be possible in the next air release, but it's planned to have more export format, but we didn't have it right now. So
is it possible today with 40 right? Okay, so it should be possible in V16.
no, not yet. I don't think
everything should be present in V16. Maybe only 99%. I don't know. Honest, I prefer to say I don't know.
It's planned to have more export format, but
but just remember the V16 will not stop the 40 right Pro. There will also air release that will come further, so it's still the beginning for the right Pro. Okay, are we done? One last question, maybe? Yes. Up, just get it. This one. Yeah, so as you can see, there are a lot of evolutions. Oh, you want to take a picture? Oh, you have the slide on your...
I think we are showing the slide on
yes,
the
you should have
USB key.
the slide on your USB key. So don't waste your...
Okay, another question? There?
Sorry, there was a mention about styles being supported in the contextual main story. Can you show that?
Is that what?
Sorry, I didn't...
Somebody asked about styles being supported.
Style sheet?
No, style.
Yeah.
Oh, there is something... Okay, go away!
You go away.
Sorry, there is something you might be... Oh, it's frozen? Okay, great. There is something you might be interested in. I'd like to show you. By default, here you have a couple of checkboxes, bold, italic. That's it. But as you know, in the OS, for instance, there is a font which is particularly interesting. It's Helvetica Neue. Helvetica Neue. Yeah. If I pick this, yeah, I think it's talking. Maybe it's not what you're expecting, but I still want to show this. You can, if you pick this font, Helvetica Neue, you can make it bold or italic using the checkboxes. But we have a style pop up here that lists all the styles that are available in the system for this particular font. For instance, you can have some.
Yeah. It's
okay.
possible. You have to use the.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood your question.
Go away now.
Yeah, okay.
Do you hear me? So I'm selecting a paragraph with its style, and you have here style sheet. So you can create a new style sheet or just use the normal one. So I'm creating a style sheet.
And are those style sheets available as code?
Not yet. They will be, but for now it's only accessible with the contextual menu. So internally we are supporting the style sheet, but we just need to accessing it with new commands.
So we'll get create our own UI to designate the style sheet.
Oh yes. As soon as today, the UI which is provided uses everything that is possible to do with the language. Obviously, there are more things that are possible using either the contextual menu and maybe other ways. But as soon as the language will allow more things, more interaction with the area, the UI will be improved.
Okay. I think we are done. If there's another question.
The question. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, sir.
To clarify the license, if I buy one 40-write license, pro license,
Yeah.
can different users use it as long as only one uses it at a time?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same. This is the same way.
The same
for the
with
right.
for the right. Okay. Yeah. It's planned, but it's not really. But we are defining the specification, but it's not already in the product. Okay. So.
What about your expression builder?
Oh, it's the 40 dialog. It's the same as you click on expression. It builds up. It brings up the 40 dialog.
The formula
so
editor.
so you can. It's the same one. You are used to it, so you can make your expression the way you want. And as you can see, when you're
Sorry.
when you're on the text here, you can see the expressions that are built here in this slide, in this little frame. Okay, that's the same for the date. You can string, current date, system that short, and so on. And you can also want to display either values or expressions. Okay, this is thanks to the st command. Are there any other questions? So thank you again for your attention, and feel free to come to chat with us anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.